We mentioned Tim Tebow earlier, and Pastor Kirbyjon Caldwell is with us.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, I want to hear that. I want to hear this. I want to hear this. I need this opinion.
It's like a setup.
Tim Tebow has captured the nation as far as the attention on him, his obvious Christian beliefs, which he is saying to anyone and everyone, and he has ever since he was in college. He certainly has turned things around for the Denver Broncos. At the same time, they lose yesterday to the Patriots, another playoff contender. What are your impressions of, in particular, his pastor in Denver saying that Tebow, that luck isn't winning 6 games in a row, it's favor, God's favor. How do you feel about that?
Well, before I answer that serious question, I want to make an observation. And I'm sure Bubba's pastor has preached about this. What I find interesting about this whole Tebow phenom is the J factor that has come up. The jealousy factor.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Jesus factor.
No, J factor. We've had NFL quarterbacks, I won't name any of them, who said, hey, wait a minute, I play quarterback too. Why is all this attention being focused on Tebow? I thought that was almost hilarious. It was so kind of, I mean, don't you find that interesting?
Yeah,
sad.
I actually don't have any problem, because I'm a Christian, with Tebow doing whatever he wants to do. And, you know, I don't think he puts it out there to other people.
That's right.
I think if the media didn't follow him every step of the way and just film everything he did, they wouldn't be given that much notice. But I have no problem. If you want to criticize him on his mechanics of throwing, whether you think he's the long-term solution at quarterback, that's fair game when you're a quarterback. But his private life and everything else, I think, should be off limits.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and you know, it's good to have haters. It really
good to have haters.
It's good to have haters.
That's right.
It's gonna make you perform better. You know, and I may be paraphrasing a little bit, but great is He that is in me, and He that is in the world. And as long as Tebow got him with, he's gonna have that favor. You know.
Why do you think he is so polarizing? Because people either love him or they hate him.
Well, I think the media has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, big time. Because
to Tebow's credit, he has said, and correct me if I'm mistaken, hey guys, I don't think God cares whether I win or lose this game. I'm simply professing my faith in Jesus Christ. So that, you know, this is the United States of America. He's got the right to do that, whether you think he's right or wrong. So I think the media has done its fair share, and that's an interesting word, polarizing. So why do you use that term, by the way? Is that
it seems to me like a lot of people either want him to fail or they want him to succeed, whereas most players who take over in mid-season as a quarterback, NFL fans might be curious to see how they do, but they don't have a passionate feeling one way or the other on whether they succeed or fail.
You know, the thing that I find interesting is that the people that seem to be at the heart of criticizing Tim Tebow seem very angry and unhappy. I mean, seriously, they do. And he seems very happy with his life.
Yeah, he does.
That's because they don't understand what's going on.
Well, you know, if more people followed Tim Tebow, it might be a better world.
Exactly.
And if more people were grateful for what we're giving them, like Tim Tebow's grateful for what's been given him, it'd be a better world. And like I said, I've criticized his mechanics, and I've criticized whether I think he's the long-term solution. But for now, he's 7-1 or whatever he is, and it's a great ride. And you know, you end up where I'm with you. I think the media has kind of set him up where I look at him as an underdog, and I root for him every week now.
Absolutely. Exactly.
What do you think about his pastor saying he's winning?
See, just what I thought we'd gotten past that question. We get this off camera guy. Well, you know, that's his pastor's perspective. I can't disagree with it. I mean, but if you look at both the facts and the truth, the facts of the matter are, and correct me if I'm mistaken, 6 come from behind fourth quarter victories. Right. When else has that happened? Right.
It's incredible.
So pastor says that happened because the guy has favor. Well, I've got favor, you've got favor. I mean, there are a lot of folk around here have favor. Favor manifests itself in different ways. And the pastor says, in this particular case, God's favor is manifested around Tebow on the football field. You can't argue with that.
You can't argue with it.
But at the same time,
I surely won't argue with it.
But at the same time, if he had gone 1-7,
there you go.
There's a reason for that as well. I mean, God will put you in places of adversity.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're not in his favor.
Yeah.
But he may be using you to show you somebody else how to handle that adversity.
And let's give Tim some credit too. He has worked his butt off.
Absolutely.
He's a hard worker.
Did you see that ESPN? I mean, he looked like Rocky getting ready for the one where he fought the Russian. I mean, he's up at 4 in the morning chopping wood and running until dark, and nobody outworked him. And our old quarterback coach, Zeke Barkowski, said the kid is a winner. And look, he's won in high school, he's won at college. Everywhere he's been. So, like I said, ride it while you can.
He's had favor. And people don't understand that because they don't know what Tebow has gone through and going through right now. And it's hard to criticize. I mean, it's easy to criticize because they don't understand, you know, because he don't have the great mechanics. They can't fathom the things that he's doing right now, and that's why everybody's mad and upset because they can't put a finger on why is this happening to this guy other than the favoritism that God has favored him, you know, and people don't understand, you know, that whole realm. And until they do get with Tebow, get in his realm, then they will start to understand that.
He doesn't have good mechanics.
He doesn't.
How does he do it?
Favor.
It's a team game one. We're talking about fourth quarter comebacks, his defense, and it's a team. And every time, that's what I love about him. Off the camera, he's still the same person, day in and day out. He's not changing for anybody, and he won't. And that's what makes him so powerful. But he says it first. I can't do this without them. They can't do this without me. We're coming together as a unit, and we're playing a game. And we just from the sports side point, it's a team game. They're winning as a team, and that's what he's going to say. He's close in these games. It's not like he's winning, 42-40. He's 17-13, and he's getting these fourth quarter drives. And these guys are making some unbelievable plays, and the catches that they made. And he's got to have, a couple of the defensive guys made mistakes that let plays happen where they did get in the end zone. And I just think that Tim Tebow's won at every level. Absolutely. But he's also been an influence and a team leader at every level.
There you go, influence.
And then, and he's won together. He's brought a group together. He's been a leader at every level. That's what we're talking about. And just from the sports side of it, what a great man. I mean, that's all there is to it. I love the guy. I'm not going to say, once again, we're going to talk about mechanics. It works.
Yeah, and let's don't discount how well that Denver defense has been playing.
Right.
As
It
well.
is. I mean, go ahead, Chris.
No, please.
No, exactly. I mean, he can't do it. He can't do it without that defense. I mean, they've been keeping them in the game as well as we know the Texans have been keeping our young quarterback in the game.
Right.
Until Carolina game. And sure enough, that's what happened this past weekend. That defense wasn't doing as well as everybody thought they was going to do going into Tom Brady. But again, that's Tom Brady. It's a different quarterback back there. But Tebow is having everybody around him believing that they can get the job done.
And as influential and as popular as John Elway is, if Tebow keeps winning, Elway will be hard pressed to not make Tebow the #1 quarterback next year.
It almost seemed like he didn't want him to succeed.
Yeah, it does.
And now, at some point, you can't argue with winning.
You cannot.
Right?
And see, Bubba and Bud and I would have Super Bowl rings and a World Series ring, but God's a little upset with us.
The favorite, that favorite thing.
He's a little mad at us right now.
For you.